Wrestling Dave Brown right along ringside, son of a gun. We got a lot of news and a lot of wrestling lined up today, David.
I tell you, we indeed have a studio full coming up here today. We've got a 6-man tag team match. We've got an 8-man tag team match. Just some of the folks you'll be looking at. The Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Rock and Roll RPMs will be here. Superstar Bill Dundee, the Nasty Boys, Raging Bull Manny Fernandez, Jerry the King Lawler, Jimmy Jack Funk. More coming up.
You mean all of that today?
That's not even all of it.
I'm going to tell you, well, that's not even all of it. Good night. I know we got 2 new champions that we'll be talking to today. I guess we better get going because we're going to get all that in. We're going to have to get it all. Be back in just one moment. About ready to go with our opening bout in here, and it'll be interesting, Dave. On one side of the ring, we're going to be seeing 2 singles champions together, the Southern Tag Champ and the brand new Mid-America Heavyweight Champion. We're talking about Bobby Jaggers and Jimmy Jack Funk, and we're ready for the introduction, David.
All right, this match is going to be 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Austin, Texas, Ricky Fontana and his partner out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, John Paul. They have a total weight of 451. Going against him across the way, out of Amarillo, Texas, Jimmy Jack Funk and his partner out of Kansas City, Kansas, the Hangman, Bobby Jaggers. This match is 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Jimmy Jack Funk has got that cowbell on the end of that Hangman's noose, and bell time, we're ready to go as John Paul starts it out with the Hangman.
Jaggers making the tag, and Jimmy Jack Funk in there. Oh, John Paul round behind, wrapping up that left arm. Welcome to a real wrestling match, you're saying right now, to Jimmy Jack Funk. There's a little hair pulling by Funk, a lot of hair pulling. John Paul goes by, his knee in the back by Bobby Jaggers.
Good-sized team, this Funk and Bobby Jaggers. Dave, both of these guys, if you look at them, they are large. Here comes Jaggers. Ooh, drops down hard on John Paul. John, who has been looking real good of recent. Fakes a big elbow from Bobby Jaggers. Re-tag on Jimmy Jack Funk.
John Paul battling. He came out of there with a right hand. Jimmy Jack Funk has him up in the air, suplexes him.
John needs to whip over there to his partner, Ricky Fontana. Let him get in there.
Tag is made on the other side of the ring. The Hangman, Bobby Jaggers back in. Jaggers, a rugged individual. He was going for a reverse neck breaker.
Yeah, couldn't make it.
He couldn't get it, no. He ends up kind of bulldogging John Paul down to the mat and then dropped down with the upper arm. John Paul does get the tag, and this is our first look at Ricky Fontana.
Whoa, well, Ricky's first entrance into the ring is one he will remember but not cherish. On the shoulder, big Jimmy Jack Funk drives that shoulder into his knee. And he's got Ricky Fontana down there on the mat. Stomps right on his face as he comes up. Tag again to the Hangman, and Bobby Jaggers is coming into the ring.
Boy, it has been mostly Jaggers and Funk since the opening bell, which was 2 minutes 35 seconds ago.
Yeah, as it stands right now, it looks like it's all over but the 1, 2, 3, because Jaggers and Funk have just been totally dominant in this match. We indicated 2 singles champions as they double team on Ricky Fontana. Southern Tag Champ is Jaggers, and the Mid-America Champ is Jimmy Jack Funk. Look at that. Man, he took that Fontana. I don't believe it. He whipped him around in midair. Funk came through, and they defeated John Paul and his partner, Ricky Fontana. We're going to get Jimmy Jack Funk over here.
Where's my hat?
I don't know. I'm sure that it was taken.
I'm going to teach that punk a lesson, because I'm the toughest man in the sport of wrestling today. I took that little bleach blonde sissy, and I taught him a lesson he won't forget. Isn't that right?
Let me clarify and say that I'm sure you're talking about Jeff Jarrett. He's the guy that went in and took Jeff Jarrett's Mid-America title away, but he gave you quite a scrap, and I'll tell you enough so that they have rescheduled.
Nobody ever gave me a scrap. He's a punk, and I'm a punk. And that's the biggest difference of all. I'll tell you what, he wants a rematch.
That's right.
Well, you're going to get another lesson.
Yeah, but with 2 referees.
I don't care if there's 200 referees. He can't even touch me, because I'm the toughest man who ever walked in this place before. You understand me?
Well, you got a rematch coming up. 2 referees, and that may have a distinct...
He's going to learn to regret hearing the name Jimmy Jack Funk.
Okay, you hear it. Jimmy Jack Funk, the new Mid-America champion. He did take the title away from Jeff Jarrett and is that new champion. We're going to take time out. Be back in just a moment. Evansville Coliseum, Wednesday night. What a night of action. A little bit, I'll be giving you the entire card, but let me tell you one of the matches you're going to enjoy. AWA Southern Heavyweight title will be on the line when the champion, the Hangman Bobby Jaggers, goes against the guy that held the title longer than anybody, Jerry the King Lawler.
Well, it's like I told you before, Lance, Jerry the King Lawler has not held the title longer than anybody, because I've never been beat for this title. On different occasions, Lawler's been beat by quite a few men. Well, Lawler, when you come to Evansville, Daddy, come loaded for bear. I'm not going to run from you. I'm going to come right straight across the ring. I might slap you across the face to get your attention, but then I'm going to give you a wrestling lesson, Daddy. And when it's all done and cleared in Evansville, the people in Evansville are going to see why you're a legend and why I'm the future.
Well, that's exactly what the whole thing is about, and we'll be finding that out when it takes place in Evansville on Wednesday. Ooh, what a final match coming up. Listen, as you look a little later on, you are going to find Bill Dundee will be picking up a brand new partner for this match, and not the littlest guy in the world. Listen to this. 404 pounds.
It ain't going to help, lads. It ain't going to help for all those chicken kids in Evansville as long as they keep trusting on Bill Dundee for their hero. There ain't going to be no Big Bubba or Big Buddha. There ain't going to be nothing but tortillas, and Manny and I are going to eat them, and you and the people are going to be in the middle, and we will have you for tacos. That's what it's all about. You know something, Mr. Microphone? Ignorantville, USA, as I notice, has a lot of ignorant people. I'm talking about Hoop Hysteria, Indiana. And I promise you one thing, when the authenticity hits town, you will realize, Bill Dundee, you could have King Kong, because you know what's faster than a speeding bullet and more powerful than a locomotive? The Mexican Connection, coming at you straight ahead and never gonna go down, because we are bad.
It's going to be a scrap. You want to make your plans to be out there and see all of that action Wednesday. Yeah, I recognize it. Young man who, during the past week, did in fact have himself a turn to the bad. That is to say, ended up losing the belt. Talking about Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, good to have you out here, partner. Can't change the facts. The facts are that the championship belt is now around the waist of Jimmy Jack Funk.
Well, Lance, you're exactly right. Jimmy Jack is the new holder of the Mid-America belt, and it's no secret to you, and it's no secret to the fans. That was my first singles title, and I felt like I worked long and hard to get that belt, and it seems like if I have to lose it in a match like this, well, you know, if anybody was there and watched that match, if there would have been 2 referees, I believe the tide might have turned. I'm not saying I would have beat him, but I believe I'd had a lot better chance. The referee wasn't there. I had him down, I felt like, for more than a 3 count. But that's just how the tables go. But this week, I got 2 referees in the match, and If he beats me, I'll get up and say, Jimmy Jack Funk, you're the better man. But, brother, I don't believe that's going to happen, and I believe I can get that belt back, man.
Well, the title will be back on the line. You'll get your return bout, but there will be two referees. And that'll be interesting.
Thank you,
certainly
Lance.
should be a fair opportunity in there. Jeff Jarrett, and he is a long way from being out of this business. That's just because he lost one particular match in there. We told you a little while back Jeff had been picked for a particular poster, and we've got some information on it right now. We had a lot of people asking about it. Take a look at this.
Snakeskin boots. Faded jeans. Broad shoulders. And blonde hair. Wow. Now that's a poster.
To order your Jeff Jarrett poster, call 1-800-336-2600. That's 1-800-336-2600. Save COD charges by having your credit card ready, or send a check or money order in the amount of $10 to Jarrett Poster, Post Office Box 3020, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 08034. Allowed 2 weeks for delivery.
Okay, we're going to be taking a look now at the King in action, and he'll be going against, well, let's get the official introduction. David?
All right, he'll be going against the Blue Knights. The Blue Knights from parts unknown, weighs in at 237 pounds. The King, taller, but weighing a couple of pounds less, 234 pounds, out of Memphis, Tennessee. The King, Jerry Lawler. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. The referee is going to be Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, we don't know a whole lot about the Blue Knight. As a matter of fact, let's make it honest and say nothing, to be honest with you. So he starts right off. He's going to...
I know he's in trouble now.
Yeah,
he just hit the King with a right fist.
He wants to start that kind of action. That's not exactly the kind of action you ought to be starting. Whoa. I mean to tell you, he boomed him with that right hand. Lawler from behind puts the Blue Knight. This could be it, Dave. Oh, I hope we got a standby match ready, because that one didn't take very long.
It took 29 seconds, and there's a lesson here. When you walk into the ring against the King, don't hit him in the face with a right fist. 29 seconds.
Referee Jerry Calhoun, and Lawler said, hey, I didn't really get a good workout here. Can we go at it some more? And the referee said, get out of here. You got the 1, 2, 3. And the Blue Knight will be heading back to the dressing room. And his first appearance right here on Championship Wrestling was not the most impressive one in the world. As David said, I think he did the wrong thing. I think he clubbed the King with a big right hand, and that was not the way to start the match, partner. Coming out right now, Bad Company, Paul Diamond, Pat the Knockout. Okay, Paul.
You know, we've been talking to a lot of people, and they've been asking us just what prompted our actions last week.
Well,
and
they're talking about your falling out with the commission and all. And
exactly right. Now, if we recall the events of last week, first of all, there's Fergie and Bass, who ran their mouths, right? They wanted Dundee and Lawler so bad they couldn't wait till they got in the ring. Once we got in there, we couldn't beg them to tag in, first of all.
Well, you guys were in there all the time.
Right.
True.
So we stayed in there the whole match. Finally, when he got a chance, Fergie pulled out a chain, and what happens? He knocks out my partner. And then Prince, that lowlife, right? He blames us for losing. Now, Prince, I know we had a good thing going, and when the commission first came up, it sounded like a great idea. But as things wore on, things started to go down. He did nothing about it. Prince, let's face it, you're just a lowlife. You never did anything for us.
You mean all the big promises he made never came through?
You know, we were the champions, and we earned it.
Yeah.
Now, once we lost our championship, he couldn't provide the necessary matches for us to get him back. But he still collected his money. Well, we're not going to go for that. And, of course, by any means, we're not going to go for anybody pushing Bad Company around. So we had to take care of things, you know. And Prince, you didn't do it for us. You didn't do it for anybody else in that commission. And I know everybody's mad at you, not just us. So...
Yeah, but when you... Hey, all right, now you guys...
Hey, let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. Without me, you nothing but second-rate preliminary bomb. And without me, you going right back to being curtain jerkers once again. Let me tell you something right now. You two scrubs was the weak link in the commission. I didn't get your big matches because you had a losing streak this long. I can't work miracles, suckers.
So you think the commission is on solid ground, right?
That's right. Let me tell you something right now. We so solid, baby, they call us the Rock of Gibraltar. Because ain't nothing gonna put us down. We gonna hold up together, and you two bombs definitely ain't gonna make no difference.
That's right, they'll freak the whole time.
You know, everybody knows, Prince, that you were the cause of us losing the match last week. Well, if you think the commission is so solid, we got a little surprise. We got a buddy of ours that just might take care of you next time we meet your two bums.
Well, you guys have got match coming up in there, and of course the problem with that is you always got three over here. What is this? Another little defection from the commission.
This ain't nothing but dissension on your part, Lance Russell. You causing stuff like this. You've been putting bugs in their ears. What's going on, Bubba?
Hey, yeah, Bubba.
I'll tell you what's going on. I'll talk about all the smoke you've been blowing up people's rear ends. Let me tell you, shallow promises about titles.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you something. You know what I mean, chump. Hey, get out of my face, chump. Let me tell you something. You know what's the matter with me. You promised us the world. You promised us all this stuff. All that is like dangling a piece of poisoned meat in front of a starving dog and just waiting for him to take a bite, brother. Let me tell you something. You made all these promises titles, promises this, and I worked with you. I wrestled with you, brother. I know your tactics. I know how you win.
What do you mean, man? All these promises, brother.
Movies, commercials, all this garbage. It's nothing but a bunch of trash and lies, brother. When things came down to the bottom line, you weren't there.
Don't stick it thin, man. I took you up, man, from mediocre and made you the superstar you is today, fool.
You didn't give me nothing but a bunch of trouble and a bunch of hot air. I've never seen so much wind blowing in a hurricane down in Florida.
Lance, I know bad company can take care of these two bums. And speaking of the Rock of Gibraltar, Bubby, you got to be facing this right there Monday night, because he's going to be right in our corner. We're going to finish you up.
Hey, next opportunity, I gather that Mr. Bubba will be in the corner with bad company when they go against Bass and Fergie. So we're going to have to wait and leave and see how that one turns out. And it looks like it's not all as good as you think it is.
Hey, let me tell you something, Lance Russell. This don't mean nothing, because them ungrateful losers, you gonna rue the day you ever left my camp, because you suckers are finished.
Okay. Well, we're going to take time out right now. We'll be back with more action in just a moment. Okay, my friend, I first want to remind you that next Thursday in Paola, Indiana, Championship Wrestling is boogieing that way, boy. At the junior and senior high school, you'll see lots of action. Sponsored by the Optimus Club. That's next Thursday, Paola, Indiana. Now, how about Wednesday night, right there in the Evansville Coliseum? Nasty Boys Brian Knobs will be going against the Black Prince. Billy Travis will be facing the fabulous one, Steve Kern. AWA Southern Tag title with the title of the Midnight Rockers against the RPMs, putting up a diamond ring worth $1,000. That'll be a dandy. Return Mid-America title. 2 referees this time when Jimmy Jack Funk goes against Jeff Jarrett in the defense. AWA Southern Heavyweight title. The King will be challenging Hangman Bobby Jaggers. And then the final bout is going to be a dandy of a tag match when the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, Hector Guerrero go against Bill Dundee, and his partner will be Big Bubba. Stay tuned and you'll see why.
team of the 80s stepping up right now. We'll see what he has to say when the match is over here. This match is going to be one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing at a total weight of 673 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, Keith Robertson, and from parts unknown with their manager, Boss Winter, Rough and Ready. And going against him, total of 782 pounds from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Jerry Sagg and Brian Nobbs, the Nasty Boys, and their partner out of Australia, the superstar, Bill Dundee. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee for this six-man tag team match.
Fellas sounded, we're ready to go. That's Ready out of the ring, going against the superstar, Bill Dundee. Boy, looking at the Nasty Boys with that war paint on, they really look something the way they're painting their faces up, huh?
Well, they do. The new Nasty Boys. Whoa. Look at the action over there on that side of the ring, would you? Brian Nobbs gets ready, body slam. He makes the tag on the other of the Nasty Boys, Jerry Sagg. Sagg sits down with that big leg. There's a cover. He's just holding him down. Ready kicks out of it at the 2 count. I think Jerry Sagg thought he probably could hold him there for a 3 count. Tag made, and here comes Bill Dundee, a superstar. He's pulling on the mask. Ready gets under the rope. Now he's back in the ring.
Tag on Ruff, and he makes the entry to go against the superstar, the third man on his side of the ring. The biggest of the 3 individuals over here is Keith Robertson. He hasn't entered yet, but coming across the way, the biggest of the 3 on the other side, Brian Nobbs, and the big elbow puts Ruff down on the deck. Boss Winters, the manager of Rough and Ready, outside the ropes, looking in. Big knee to the midsection.
Well, I noticed Robertson got down off the apron when that one occurred. I think he was saying, please don't come over here and tag me right now.
Who needs a tag? No.
Look at Sagg just picking him up. Backbreaker across the knee. Counts at 1, 2. At the 2 count, he kicks out of it. Boss Winter yelling and screaming about, he said he was pulling his tights in order to hold him down.
And Dundee shovels him in. Brian Nobbs picks him up. Jerry Sagg up on the rope. This could be it. Bang! And he peels him right off of Nobbs' shoulders after the tag. 1, 2, 3, and that is going to be it. Keith Robertson never did get in the ring.
Never did.
As Ready started out, Ruff took over, and then they kind of double teamed, almost a triple team, but they ended up with a 1, 2, 3. The winner, Bill Dundee, the Nasty Boy.
Team of the 80s goes down to defeat in 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Now they're holding back Boss Winter.
Yeah.
A few words between he and Dundee.
Hold me back and don't you dare let go.
Yeah.
Okay. That music indicates, obviously, that Hector Guerrero is not too far away, and here he comes. Guerrero and the new international heavyweight champion, Manny Fernandez.
Well, you ignorant people, you all want to know what that song says. It says, to dance the bamba, to dance the bamba. You stop on a gringo's head, you stop on a gringo's head. That's right, that's what it says.
That is not what it says.
Listen here, lads, Russell, you all seen? I still got my Hector's hair remover. Please send $30, please. No checks, no money orders, because I need the pesos. Please send $30 to your local station, and everything will be taken care of. Now, here comes Bill Dundee. Jesus, Bill, we need you to grow a little bit more. We need to use you for shining our boots here. Just use you as a stop. Jesus Christ, what is going on around here? People are screaming. Everybody's saying, but nobody's doing anything. Let me say one thing. You can come and you can do and do what happens. It happens. But Dr. D, that was your fault. It wasn't my fault. You know, Lance,
I've got a tape that I want to show you.
No. We don't want to see anything about that. You know, Mr. Microphone, I know it's your pleasure. You waited all week to see one of the most awesome sights in your life. You know, the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez, when he came here the first time, I told you, you hold the mic, you shut your mouth, we do the talking, just like we do it in the ring. You understand that? Bill Dundee coming around here, running this yacht. You know, when this area realizes that you need men to wrestle, not boys, baby, because boys don't like rock and roll, and I'm not a nice boy. So when I start rocking and rolling, a lot of people start leaving. So I promise you one thing, Bill Dundee, when the Mexican connection comes together, you're going to realize one thing. We are awesome. We're totally the dream warriors of the 80s. And when I mean dream warriors, we are everybody's dream and your nightmare. Because when we get to doing something in that squirt circle, Mr. Microphone, we take care of business. And that's what it's all about. I'm sick of hearing about this guy's commission, that guy's commission. How about this guy? The most awesome sight you've seen in wrestling today.
You won the international.
I'm talking about I can win anything I want to win. It's only when I want to stop myself, because I am the most total machine who had ever come to a wrestling arena, baby. Because when we come together, we know one thing, Mr. Microphone. We are the ultimate in professional wrestling. We're not some fat nightmare, some bald-headed foreign geek, and a bunch of mules and a jackass. We are the message of the world today. You know what that is? Look out, baby. This is rock and roll, and it's here to stay. Because the bull is going to have his way. Your head is head.
Okay, I want to show the interview with your former partner. Oh, I'll take care of it, all right. Boy, I'll tell you.
Hey, don't try it. Don't try it.
Don't you worry about that, friend. I'll tell you, I got enough evidence of that right away, and we're talking about what happened to Dr. D. Davey, go ahead and make the official introduction. I'm going to run this interview. They can't do anything about it while they're in the ring. Go ahead.
True. All right, it's a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing at 474 pounds from Arkansas, William the Freezer Thompson, and his partner from Memphis, Tennessee, Ed Maddox. Going against him at a total weight of 488 pounds from Mexico City, Hector Guerrero. And in the ring right now, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez from Texas.
Boy, he is exactly that. I mean, a bull, a mean one, and this son of a gun is some kind of, boy, right over the top, and bang, he nails Ed Maddox down there. Here comes Guerrero, and right now, if we can, let's squeeze in. I'd like for you to see the former partner of Hector Guerrero, who got blinded by this Hector's hair remover. Let's take a look at it and listen to what he has to say.
I'm sure everybody has seen the situation that took place with Dr. D in Memphis, Tennessee at Championship Wrestling Television Studios. We wanted to come by and talk to Dr. D and introduce you to him. He is Carl Anderson. He had never before wrestled in the Championship Wrestling area. He came in, as you know, with Hector Guerrero. And the situation that took place as Hector tried with his Hector hair magic to do some damage on Bill Dundee. It backfired, and you have received a very, very severe injury on your right eye.
That's correct. Hector, he thought that it was, very funny, taking his little hair tonic and putting it on somebody's head and removing their hair, which, it's very potent stuff. Remove hair, it had some kind of acid or something in it. I don't know what it had in it. I told him that it had no place in wrestling. We was out there to win, was out there to, get the job done in the right way.
Competition?
Yeah, we wasn't out there to, remove hair. That's a barber's job.
Right. But it was a situation that took place, and you had told me when we were talking before we did this interview that you had even told him, when you were telling him that it didn't have any place in wrestling, you had told him that it was a possibility that it got in someone's eye, it could blind them, and it ended up blinding you.
That's correct. I lost the right eye on account of this. I had no vision. Hector has not been around. He hadn't shot, he hadn't called. He don't care about nothing. All he wants is fun. All he wants is to be out with his friends. Well, I'll tell you what. I got a lot of my family and everybody was aggravated that I teamed up with him because they had an idea what kind of person he was. I didn't listen, so I did, you know, I received this injury. And it's not a pretty injury, and it ain't nothing that is, you know, that you can throw off lightly. I haven't got no vision in this right eye. I'll never have no vision in this right eye. You know, it's just, you know, I just can't see out of it, and it's all on account of him.
It's a bad situation because now he's in a situation where he put you out of the way you made a living, and it's a bad situation, and we want to appreciate you coming by, or we want to appreciate you having us come by and talk to you. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming by and checking.
Thank you.
It's more than he done.
Well, there you heard it from Dr. D. Very serious with the eye problem, and right now in the ring, as you've been watching all the time, Hector Guerrero and Manny Fernandez just having fun as they've been inflicting the injury on Ed Maddox, and now the freezer, William Thompson, as Guerrero tags to Manny Fernandez, the Bull. No question about this guy's reputation and his record. He is something internationally. They know him everywhere. Look at this, sailing off that top rope, down with a knee right down on top of the freezer. And he does a little hot dogging in the ring. Count of one, count of two. That's going to be it.
3 minutes, 48 seconds the time on it. 3:48. Manny Fernandez, Hector Guerrero dominating the match.
They did, in fact, dominate it all the way as they came up in a little better than 3 minutes with the win.
Lads, if you need any problems, and all your
Just get that stuff out of here.
Hector's Hole Remover will do the trick.
Just take it away. We're going to take time out here. We'll be back with more action in a moment.
Time limit match here. The Wilson brothers weigh at a total of 383. David and Benny Wilson going against them from Atlanta, Georgia, at a total weight of 454 pounds. Mike Davis and Tommy Lane, the rock and roll RPMs. It's Tommy Lane starting against Benny Wilson. Boy, they didn't waste any time getting going against Benny Wilson in here as Tommy Lane grabbed him and hammered him. Tag made. This is Mike Davis. Rock and roll RPMs. They can wrestle.
Well, the size difference isn't the only thing in this match, Dave. There's just so much more experience, and I mean heavy caliber experience on the RPM side that, again, I think we're looking at a difficult match to say from the front end it's going to be even. There's no way. The RPM class champions, class in the sense that they have been against the best in the business, and they're in against a couple of young fellas, brothers, Benny and David Wilson.
Benny flipped high in the air. Tommy Lane over to pick him up. I think you got the rock and roll RPMs too. They come in here feeling like they have something to prove. That is that they are still top contenders for the Southern Tag titles. There's a count of 3 as Mike Davis is able to hold him down for the 3 count, and rock and roll RPMs out of here in 1 minute 8 seconds with a victory.
No, it didn't take them very long, as a matter of fact.
That's right, it didn't take long. You know something? It seems like every time we get in a battle for our belts, we have to put something up. Last week, we had $1,000. Yep. And these 2 idiots jumped us from behind. And by the time I got back, we had $300. Midnight Rockers, we're sick and tired of your stipulations. Now what have we got to do? Now, this time we ain't bringing no money out. Because I got something here worth over $1,000, and when I kicked the old lady out on her can, that I kept, Lance Russell. Look at that, boy, huh?
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's right. You ain't gonna get no money, boys. We put this right here up, and you ain't gonna walk out there without it, I guarantee you that. You know something, Lance, they say, diamonds are a man's best friend. They used to be a dog, but they found out dogs were nothing good for but nothing but kicking around. just like we're going to do the Midnight Rockers. And right there, get a good look at it. Oh, here they come.
Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty.
The Mickey Mouse Rockers.
Midnight Rockers out here, Shawn and Marty. This is what they're putting up against the titles.
Boy, let's see if this is something they stop and pick up in that
Pretty good looking ring, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks real good. Where's our buddy Brian Collins? He knows all about this stuff. We like to call him out here and take a look at this.
Yeah, man, we don't want to call these two guys liars or anything. You got this toothless grinning guy over here and this poor punk over here. It's not that we don't believe you or anything, but we want to have our Julie here check this out.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Glad to have you out here. And you're going to check this one to be sure. You're qualified to be able to give us an opinion?
With Peril Jewelers, I'm quite qualified to tell you if it's real or not.
Okay, well,
Take real to me, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty good-looking ring, as a matter of fact. Brian's got his little thingamabob up at his eye, whatever it is. He's checking to be sure. The Rockers said it's not that we don't believe you, but we don't believe you. So take a look at this and let's see.
Real.
Huh?
Definitely real. At least it's worth at least $1,000.
It is? All right. Just what they said. It is worth. There's the official qualified opinion, Brian. Thank you very much for it, Brian, with Peril Jewelers.
We're not bag jumpers and backstabbers and liars like you two are.
I'll tell you what, old Lane here can't keep his wife at home happy or whatever that woman is he's got there, and he's got a ring there on his hand. I'll tell you what, Marty's not married, and I'm not married. I want to know what we're going to do with a $1,000 ring.
Well, it was your stipulation that they put up something worth $1,000. He's got a ladies' ring. Well, if they beat you, you lose the ring. Now, that's what the stipulation.
You mean it's just that easy? We beat them, we get the ring?
Well, that's exactly what it is. They beat you, they get the title.
Okay. And we can do what we want with the ring?
Certainly, you
suggest, why don't we just give it out to somebody at the matches there?
How are we going to determine who to give it to? You think the way it lands in the wood?
You mean if you win it, you're just going to give it away? You heard the man say it was worth $1,000.
That's right, but we'll give it to somebody there at the matches. That's what we'll do, right?
That sounds right. I'll tell you what, the people of the South have been good to the Rockers. We gave them a little payoff last time with these poor chunks of money.
What are you going to do? Just walk up and give it to the first girl you see if you win it? If you win it from them? That doesn't hardly seem fair.
Won't be fair.
Well, in the program, I don't want to tell you what to do. If you can win it, I don't want to tell you what to do. But there's a lucky number in the program, and everybody who has a program has a lucky number.
That'll work right there. That'll work right there. You know, the Rockers, we've been beating these poor guys senseless all over the South, taking their money, taking their belts. And I tell you what, I'm not going to mind taking your old lady's ring and giving it to some good-looking babe at the matches right now. I'll tell you what, everybody bring their programs, buy their programs. The Rockers are going to draw a number, and whoever's number comes up gets a $1,000 ring for the Midnight Rockers.
Well, it's genuinely that, and it'll be an interesting match to say the least. If the Rockers end up winning it, they get the ring and keep the titles. They've said they're going to give it out to somebody, a selection of the lucky number out of the program. And, of course, if the RPMs win it, they get the Southern Belt and keep the
just
right.
like everybody else that supports them. So freeloaders all get together and they try to get something somebody else has got. Well, let me tell you something, boy. You ain't going to get it, and you ain't going to give it to no scuzzball. Let me tell you that right now.
All right. Let's not have any
Let me just say one other thing, Lance Russell. Midnight Rockers, pack a lunch, because we may be there an awful long time, and you might get a little hungry.
Okay, Southern Belts will be at stake against the $1,000 ring.
Talking in the ring, baby.
Okay, Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, the current Southern Tag Champs, Tommy Lane, Mike Davis, the RPM. It's your ring against the
That's ring, and our ring ain't going nowhere. It's going to stay right where it's at. And all you freeloaders, all you scuzzballs, you just come on out there. We're going to beat their brains out.
Okay, we'll find that out. That's exactly what the battle is going to be about. I'm telling you, Dave, it gets more interesting all the time. Let's take our time out now. We'll be back. Got an 8-man match coming up in just a moment. Wednesday night, friend, I'll tell you what, you look down that card and you just got it from stem to stern. You'll be seeing the fabulous one in there against Billy Travis. These are just some of the matches. Southern Tag Team title match, that'll be a dandy. That's the Diamond Ring match with the RPMs going against the Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Jimmy Jack Funk defending against Jeff Jarrett, 2 referees. You're going to be seeing an AWA Southern Heavyweight Championship match. Boy, I want to see this one. The King going against Bobby Jaggers, particularly after all the things he had to say.
That's right, Lance. Wednesday night in Evansville is going to be a big night. Did everybody understand? All the girls in that other match, well, I'm going to be down there, too. I'm going to buy myself a program because somebody's going to win a $1,000 diamond ring if the Rockers, if the Rockers win that match.
The RPM.
Well,
that's right.
That's going to be great. I'll tell you what. And what else is going to be great is the fact that Wednesday night, the time is long past due, that I'm going to get that Southern Heavyweight Championship belt back around my waist. Now, Jaggers was saying that I was beaten for the title. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said you'd been beaten several times. He had never been beaten.
Let me just refresh his memory. That title had to be forfeited when Bill and I won the AWA World Tag Team belts. I didn't get beat by anybody for that title, and least of all, not you, Jaggers. When I get you in Evansville, it's going to be the first time that you and I have faced off, and it may not be the last, but I can promise you this, it's going to be one that you'll remember because it'll be the night that you lose the belt for the first time.
Ooh, yeah. Think of that one. And then turn around and look at this. Bill Dundee will be in there going against Hector Guerrero and Manny Fernandez, and you got yourself quite a partner.
That's right, the strongest man I've ever faced. Now, he's just coming down here to punch Brickhouse Brad, and I know he was going to be there, so I turned to him and I said, Big Bubba, please help me beat up Hector Guerrero and Manny Fernandez. He said, I'd be glad to, superstar. He says, because we're both superstars, and this is the biggest superstar I've ever wrestled. And tell him what we're going to do, big boy.
That's right there in Evansville, Indiana. Let me tell you something. Not only get to take and knock out Brickhouse Brown in the same night, but we get to take 2 wetbacks from down under there and bury them right there in Evansville.
Big expiration of time match coming up here. 8-man tag action, 1 team in the ring. We're waiting for the others. You hear the music. There's Shawn Michaels, followed by Marty Jannetty, the Midnight Rockers, and their partners, Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. Across the way, it's King Carl Fergie, Don Bass, and under those hoods, the Executioners with their manager, Nathaniel Whitlock, in the corner over here. You see him in the, what is that, a peach-colored jacket he has on?
I'm colorblind, Dave. You'll have to tell me.
In the ring, it's referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get it down to 1 for each team to start this one. Should be interesting. We don't have a whole lot of time, unfortunately.
No, you're right. Unfortunately, we don't, because we've got I don't know the Executioners. I do know Bass and Fergie. I certainly know the Midnight Rockers, and I know Jeff and Billy, so we've got quite a team on the other side of it.
You know, I was not paying attention either. I also noticed that Prince, Don Bass's manager, is out here, and King Carl Fergie, so you got 2 managers in the corner. The Prince with the commission, and Nate the Rat for the Executioners. Jeff Jarrett in there against King Carl Fergie. King Carl, Jarrett leaps right over the top of it, rolls it down with the arm, sets, and King Carl Fergie has found himself flying all around the ring. Jeff and Billy double up. Fergie off the rope, upper arm, covered by Travis. 1, 2 is all he can get. Can't get a 3 count. Fergie back on his feet, not for long. He reached for a tag in the corner. He got it, too. One of the Executioners coming in. He grabs Travis around the throat. Travis back to the corner, and the tag on Marty Jannetty of the Midnight Rockers. He tags Shawn Michaels. Executioner off the rope. Look out. Shawn Michaels flying through the air. Meets him in the middle of the ring. The Prince jumps in. Interferes. Referee's calling for the bell. It's going to be a disqualification on Carl Fergie. The Executioners. Everybody in the ring right now.
Well, here comes Dundee.
Dundee in there.
Before, it was actually a 6-4 situation. Dundee just nails Nate the Rat, who went flying out of the ring. Here comes Fernandez. Hector Guerrero in the ring, starting to fill up. All kind of folks going at it in there now as the Rockers, Billy. Oh, here comes Big Bubba. It really filled up in a hurry. And no referee is going to have any success in stopping this one in a short time. What we've got to do is get ourselves in a position to take a break. We've still got another break to get into as the battle goes on. Dundee and Manny Fernandez across the way. Jeff Jarrett just slammed Prince into the turnbuckle. Don Bass going over after Billy Travis, Executioners.
Whitlock has been choking Marty Jannetty with a cane, and now Jannetty's got it.
Okay, I'll tell you what we better do. Dundee in the middle of the ring as Hector Guerrero and Dundee are going at it. Goodness gracious, look at the pounding going on. This started out to be an 8-man tag match, and now there's...
I can't even count them. Yeah, there's got to be 15 of them in there anyway.
Fernandez out on the floor with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff nailed over towards the desk, comes back at Manny Fernandez. Shawn Michaels over one of the Executioners.
Blasted with a folding metal chair down here. Dundee throws a wooden stool into the ring. Shawn Michaels just nailed one of the Executioners with that.
Put it to good use, too. He nailed him hard.
Jeff Jarrett, he blocked King Carl Fergie and slammed Fergie's head into the desk here. They got Guerrero walking around with that cane.
Hey, we got to take a break, Dave. This thing goes on. We'll take time out and come back with a close in a moment. Bound to end up with the old tempers just going crazy, and you end up with a kind of, I kind of like it every now and then, as long as we're not involved in it.
We almost were a couple of times. They were firing people over toward the desk over here. It's one of those things, though, that once it gets out of hand, it just seems to expand, and then more and more people kept coming in, and they started out, I think you remarked, with 8 men in there, and before you know, well, 9, including the referee, before you know it, we've got at least 15 in there.
Yeah, well, at first, it was unfair size because Prince and Nate the Rat jumped up in the ring, which made it then a total of 6 guys against 4 guys. And then here comes Bill Dundee, and he jumped in to help Ed out. Then Manny Fernandez and Hector Guerrero jumped in. Big Bubba, and I don't know who all.
I don't know who all ended up in there, but it was wild out here for a while. Finally, got him back to the dressing room. Other matches today, we had Bobby Jaggers, a Hangman, and Jimmy Jack Funk. This is going to be a devastating tag team, I'm afraid, if they stay together in the territory here. They won their match today over Ricky Fontana and John Paul. Jaggers and Jimmy Jack Funk, devastating single wrestlers in their own right, and you put them both in the ring at the same time. They are tough. Jerry Lawler, the King, won his match very handily. We mentioned during the match, first thing the Blue Knight did, the bell sounded, and he went over and he punched Lawler right in the side of the face. I've seen kids do that before, and Lawler will come after you. He did. 29 seconds it took him to count 1, 2, 3, or to get a 1, 2, 3 count on the Blue Knight and the victory. Dundee and the Nasty Boys in a 6-man tag team match, getting the victory over the team of Rough and Ready and Keith Robertson. Then it was Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, and Hector Guerrero in here, the Mexican Connection, they were calling themselves.
Yes.
As they were going against Freezer Thompson and Ed Maddox. In that one, it was just all Fernandez and Guerrero. They kind of turned it into a workout, I think. They probably could have gotten a pin earlier than they did, but Fernandez and Guerrero did walk out with the victory. Then it was Rock and Roll RPMs. They came in with a mission, and they pinned the Wilson brothers, David and Benny. Benny, actually, I don't think David was officially in the match there, but they pinned Benny in a little over 1 minute. Then It was that Wild 8-man that we were talking about a minute ago.
Everybody was in that.
Everybody involved,
as it turned out.
Started out with the Midnight Rockers, Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis against King Carl Fergie, Don Bass, and the Executioners. And the team of the Midnight Rockers, Jeff Jarrett, and Billy Travis get the win by disqualification.
That, my friend, covers it more than handily. As you told them all about it, and son of a gun, the thing we got to tell them now is we got to go.
See you next week.
For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.